The Magna Carta is a document that was prepared almost exactly 800 years ago in June of 1215. And so it's very interesting that this is one of the very first documents in which the nobles who were in rebellion against King John assembled at Runnymede, just outside of Windsor Castle, laid out a series of 63 articles that essentially told the king that he was going to have to comply with a set of rules. King John was detested. He was a rascal by all accounts. One chronicler of King John said that hell was a fouler place after he died and joined it. He was a sexual predator. He preyed on the wives and the daughters of other nobles. He seized their land. He seized their property. He was incredibly abusive. He castrated a nephew. He starved people in his dungeons. And not only that, he was constantly engaged in conflict with France, with King Philip II, and was not particularly successful in war. So yes, King John goes down in history very much as a reviled figure, a kind of almost a paragon of the abusive monarch. And the Magna Carta becomes then a kind of a paradigm for what constitutionalism means in terms of limiting the power of the king. Part of what's interesting about the Magna Carta is it's really a kind of a proto-constitution. It's like one of the original constitutional documents that we have. So it's an interesting document because on the one hand it looks to the past. It tries to summarize what the barons believed to be the ancient rights and liberties of the English people. And it's really, in a way, the first attempt to kind of write that down or to formalize it. And so it becomes, in a way, a bit of a kind of a prototype for something that would emerge later, which is legislation. The whole idea of a legislature, of a body of people that sits down and produces law. And it's a document that has been looked to for inspiration by constitution makers ever since. The framers of the United States Constitution, for example, were very much conscious of the Magna Carta. And when people talk about writing constitutions today, they talk about writing a Magna Carta. That phrase has become, so the Great Charter in Latin, has come to be synonymous with constitutionalism. So in some ways, it's really one of the foundational documents of the British constitutional and legal order.